Hey, welcome to Release to Results. This is A Course in Miracles workbook, letting go all the way through. And today we're on lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this. Looking a lot at what we're seeing in our minds and how that tends to show up in the world. There's this tendency to believe that, oh, it's showing up out there and it's happening to me. What we're doing is letting go of any sense of being out of control of what's going on, apart from and separate from everything. Maybe, just maybe, we are one. So, as we go through these lessons, we're using letting go, which is allowing energy and feelings that we've had stuck or accumulated in our beings to come up, acknowledge them, allow them so they can move, so they can leave. And today's lesson is really an example of that. We're going to go through some of these things that have been in our mind. And what it says here in lesson 34 is we're searching for fear thoughts, anxiety provoking situations, offending personalities or events, or anything else about which you are harboring unloving thoughts. Just noting them casually, repeating the idea for the day, I could see peace instead of this, and watching them arise and letting them go. And then guess what happens? We let that go, and then there's the next one. So we're going to be releasing the energy behind these unloving thoughts that we've been carrying, which guess what happens when we're carrying that energy? More and more unloving thoughts. I could see peace instead of this. So just allowing whatever comes up for you, using it, noticing what you've been carrying, facing it, being with it, not judging it, not moralizing about it. Oh, just something that I picked up along the way. And could I let it go? Could I release it? Could I surrender it? So, to begin, I could see peace instead of this. Now, could you allow yourself to search your mind for fear thoughts, anxiety provoking situations, offending personalities or events, or anything else about which you are harboring unloving thoughts? Just notice how much of this is kicking around in the mind. Just casually noting, oh, unloving thought, oh, offending personality, ooh, anxiety provoking situation, oh, fear thought. Just taking a look, just watching, noticing, observing. And I could see peace instead of this. So, taking one of these thoughts that you found moving around, one of these unloving thoughts, could you allow it, welcome it, without judging it or moralizing about it, just noticing, oh, that's there. And could you go behind the scene of this event in the mind and notice the feeling? Could you allow that feeling up? Let it be felt without trying to stuff it down, shove it away. Could you just be with this feeling for right now, feeling it? And could you let it go? Maybe yes, maybe no. Either way is fine. Would you let this feeling go and see peace instead of this? When could you let this feeling go and see peace instead of this? And it takes what it takes. Sometimes the energy may dissipate quickly, sometimes it could take a while. The letting go happens on its own when this energy is allowed to move, allowed to be felt, and allowed to go. So, allowing another one of these anxiety, fear, offending situations to come to mind, an unloving thought. You might be familiar with what feels unloving. And just letting that thought be there, taking a look at it. And could you allow yourself to start to notice the energy behind the thought? Could be a feeling in your body, in your field that's operating when that thought is noticed. And could you welcome that energy so that it can begin to release? Just welcoming the feeling, ignoring the thought. Could you welcome more of it to come up? And as you welcome it to come up, releasing what's coming up, just passing through. And could you release this energy behind that unloving thought? Would you release that energy if you could and see peace instead of this? When could you release to peace? I could see peace instead of this. Well, what am I seeing that's other than peace? That's unloving, that's fearful, that's offending. And just objectively, casually noting the unloving thoughts passing through the field. And could you take one of those and I could see peace instead of this? What is the feeling energy behind this thought where I've been seeing other than peace? And it's not necessary to label it to feel it. Could you check out this accumulated energy? Just allow it and acknowledge it and let the thoughts scroll by without stopping on them. Could you feel this feeling? Just some energy, just a feeling. And could you surrender this feeling? Would you surrender this feeling and see peace instead of what you saw before? When could you surrender, give up this feeling, and allow yourself to see peace instead of that? There's no rush, it takes what it takes. Just an opportunity to make a decision, and any decision's fine. I could see peace instead of this. Well, let's take a look. What is other than peaceful that's been in my mind that I've been aware of passing through? There's some particularly repulsive personality or event, maybe something that provokes some anxiety or fear, something unloving. And I could see peace instead of this. Taking one of those thoughts, because you notice the energy, the feeling that's been carried behind that kind of thought. And without making good or bad of it, could you just notice it, welcome it, that feeling? And could you settle in, let that energy be there, nothing to change, modify, explain, just a feeling, just feeling it. And you never have to. Could you let it go? Would you let it go? When could you let it go and see peace instead of this? I could see peace instead of this. What's one of those things that's been harbored that's unloving? One of those thoughts. And taking any of those thoughts, noting it casually, I could see peace instead of this. And behind the thought, the pictures, the scene in the mind, there's an energy that's other than peaceful, other than loving. Whatever it is, wherever it is, could you notice it and dive in, going into that feeling with your consciousness, stirring it up, letting it move. Wherever it is, could seem like it's in your chest, in your gut. Could you just dive in deeper, checking out, feeling this stored energy? what's been accumulated. And could you release this energy? You never have to. Would you release this energy? When could you release and see peace instead of that previous perception? And we carry so much negative ideas, concepts, thoughts, and the energy behind that blocks us seeing peace and love. So, allowing just the possibility I could see peace instead of this. And whatever comes to mind that's other than peace, could you give it a moment of consideration? Yes, this thing. Perhaps I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. Could you notice the energy behind the perception you held, the feeling? Could you acknowledge and allow that feeling without making judgment or moralization? Just a feeling, just for now. Could you sit for a moment with this feeling that's been carried around? And could you surrender this feeling and see peace in this situation? It takes what it takes. Maybe yes, maybe no. Would you surrender this feeling, open to peace in this situation? When could you release this feeling and see peace in this situation instead of what you saw? And as you go through the day today, you might notice that there's times where you feel your peace of mind is threatened in some way. And could you protect yourself from temptation to dive into other than peace by allowing up the energy that's been carried that would have you tune to situations other than peaceful, other than loving? And could you just check in? I could see peace instead of this. And let go of the energy behind what seemed to be seen, that you could see peace instead of this. And we'll do this again tomorrow with lesson 35. Thank you for watching. We do a lot more letting go with all kinds of topics, your topics. Could you bring up your topic in one of our open releasing sessions? Head over to www.released results.com and I'll Give you 14 days free access to our 100 plus live releasing sessions every month. I'll send you some books if you're in North America, as long as I've got them: The Sedona Method, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, and Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, to help you really master the letting go process. And there's a lot of replays on there too. Search, listen to, watch, download some of the releases we've done in the past, and check in with our community. Let us know what's happening for you, the topics you want to release on, your results. What do you choose to have, do, and be in this experience? Let's release anything other than that at releasetoresults.com. Looking forward to meeting you in the live sessions and seeing you on these future broadcasts. Have the best day you can. Thank you.